Kasie Hunt, let me bring you in here, because you will, of course, remember when John Lewis lied at the Capitol in state, people could come to the bottom of the steps, but not up the steps because of the pandemic.
It was unusual, Andrea, and certainly not how any of us wish to mourn. I mean, let's of course not forget that everyone is dealing with this in their day-to-day lives, not being able to gather for funerals and other life events. And here we have it playing out on a grand scale. But a little bit of news from the Capitol, Andrea. We have learned that after Ruth Bader Ginsburg lies in repose at the Supreme Court, as Pete just laid out, she is actually going to lie in state at the Capitol. She's going to lie in state in Statuary Hall, the old chamber of the House of Representatives, not the rotunda, the way many other esteemed figures do. And it's extraordinarily rare for a Supreme Court justice. We think that William Howard Taft may have been the only one. Our research teams are still working on this question, but he, of course, was president as well. So I think it speaks to the stature that she has, the esteem with which she is held by so many. And I think it's unlikely there will be criticism of this move, but it is in some ways unusual. But people will have a chance to do this at the Capitol as well, Andrea.
And Kasie, I want to come back to you in a moment about the plans by Mitch McConnell to try to ram this through. Controversial plans for sure. But Peter Alexander at the White House. Initially, the White House was saying that this could come, that the nominee of a nominee at least to try to replace Justice Ginsburg would come as early as tomorrow, before Wednesday, they said. But then the president went on this morning and said, no, they were going to wait and be respectful of her, of the funeral service, or at least of her lying in state and in repose.
Yeah, Andrew, that may be the best indication that this strategy is still being formed at the White House. Literally, we heard those competing timelines from the press secretary and the president just 30 minutes apart. Suffice to say, President Trump says that his expectation is, his plan is to announce that name Friday or Saturday of this week. He says he wants to do it in all due respect to the services. They want to wait for the services to be over for the late Justice Ginsburg. But in terms of respect, the president is not respecting Ginsburg's dying wish, as conveyed to NPR by her own granddaughter, that she wants the next president to determine who will fill that seat.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.